What do you think it could be? You don't think somebody pushed him in, do you?
No. No, of course not. That's ridiculous.
Is it? Is it ridiculous? Don't feel like it's ridiculous, Carolyn. I am Joel Sharpton, one half of the Articulate Coven, and this is my watch of the original supernatural soap opera, Dark Shadows. We are up to episode 63. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're gonna have 63, 64, and 65 today. If you're watching it on YouTube, right now, over on our Patreon, you could access 66, 67, 68, because our patrons get all of our videos early and ad-free. So you can join over there at articulatecoven.com/join. $2 or more a month gets you access to everything we do early and ad-free. But even if you're not in a position to support the show financially, join on our Patreon so that you can get access to our announcements. Sometimes we're going to change the schedule for our regular podcast, or if we're going to start a new series, or if we're taking suggestions for a topic to cover, or in the case of this show, if I have to go on hiatus for a little while because of a health concern, all those sorts of things will be announced on our Patreon, even to our free members. articulatecoven.com/join. Thanks. Let's get into episode 63.
There is no sound but the ticking of the great clock in the entrance hall.
So first of all, yay, we're finally going to see Elizabeth, who we haven't seen in, I don't know, it seems like forever. For me, it's been several weeks. It's been several episodes at least. But also, again, we go back to the ticking of this clock. Why will they not just pick a ticking sound effect and stick to it? Like, it seems like it would be easy to just put one on file and be like, let's go back and use that one again. Every time this ticks, it sounds different. Boy, no intro at all for Elizabeth there, and then quick cut to the blue whale here. Got a bunch of extras. All right, so we got Joe and Carolyn and Elizabeth as three of our main players for today's episode.
What's banging in my head, Joe? Would you mind telling me?
A dead man. Bill Malloy.
That's how you do a cold open, folks. Listen, no story progression, right? No big surprises. Elizabeth barely even appeared in that cold open, and yet, we know this is going to be an episode about feelings. Man, they are really milking. I mean, and rightfully so. Bill was a major character and a big figure in everybody's lives, but it is interesting to me how long we're going to stay on the resolution of Bill's death.
What do you think it could be? You don't think somebody pushed him in, do you?
No. No, of course not. That's ridiculous.
Is it? Is it ridiculous? Don't feel like it's ridiculous, Carolyn. Again, first of all, let's appreciate the massive number of extras that we got there, which we never get that many extras in a scene, but also let's appreciate the ever-revolving tunes from the Blue Whale. I mean, it's seriously, it's like one upbeat song and one sort of downbeat song, and that's what we get. Still not a full boat, so we got Matthew and Elizabeth and Carolyn and Joe. My guess is that we're gonna get Roger as our fifth.
You saying someone else will still be hounding you?
I don't believe it will ever stop, Matthew. Ever.
I think that might be the longest Matthew's spoken had a go on this entire show so far. Very sparse his scenes have been. He carried a lot of dialogue in that one. I was wrong. It's Maggie. Has Maggie ever been in the Blue Whale before on the show? I don't think she has been. So we've got Matthew and Elizabeth back at Collinwood, and then we've got Carolyn, Joe, and now Maggie Evans in the Blue Whale. That's our five.
Well, if you do see my dad,
You can tell him that I decided to pay a visit to his companion in crime.
She going to see Roger or she going to see Burke? To be fair, she's not going to see either one of them in this episode anyway. That was supposed to be one of our good transitions. It was kind of sloppily done. But she said, I'm going to see your partner or dad's partner in crime. And then he says, Burke Devlin, is that what you're saying, ma'am? Well, there's my answer, because we know who this could possibly be. It's got to be Maggie, and she's coming to talk to Roger Collins.
Mrs. Stoddard,
Yes.
may I come in?
First of all, that was a quick trip up the hill.
Seems so cold and dark on the outside. Well, Mrs. Stoddard, it's no different in this room.
Let's hear it from Maggie, the truth teller, ladies and gentlemen. Maggie Evans, man, she's had a couple of good episodes in a row here that are really using her talents to a great degree. Kudos to the writers.
I've got to see Mr. Collins, please.
I'll see if he's in his room.
My guess is he won't be. That clock's ticking down and it's almost the end of the episode.
Okay, you wait here a second. I'll be back as soon as I pay the bill.
Make it quick, Joe. I'm kind of anxious to get home.
Right with you.
Matthew and the blue whale? I sort of thought he might be a ghoul locked to the grounds of Collinwood.
Matthew just came in here. He's waiting for Bert.
What about it?
I don't know. It's just... he seems so strange.
Look, Carolyn, you let him wait for his friends. Stay with yours, okay? Come on.
What's the plan, Matthew? How you gonna solve the whole Bill Malloy business for good, huh? Listen, the sheriff knows you pushed one body out to sea already. I would not test the limits there by perhaps committing homicide.
You mean you think Devlin had something to do with Mr. Malloy's death?
That's ridiculous. He drowned accidentally.
Oh, you weren't so sure a few minutes ago and the way you were talking over there.
I know, but
I do love that, like, Roger's her favorite uncle or whatever, and yet she could easily have imagined that Roger might have done something to Bill. She can't possibly believe that Burke would have done something. Carolyn is a simp.
Mother, I asked you a question. Do you think Burke is capable of committing murder?
Yes. Yes, I do.
It's going to be the end of our episode. The Blue Whale. I don't know if we've been there in a while for the ending. Good episode for Carolyn. Even better, though, episode for Thayer David. Nice. And Catherine Lee Scott as Maggie Evans. Kudos. Excellent for her. Again, if you're watching these on YouTube, you've got 64 and 65 today right there. And if you are watching these on YouTube, our patrons already have 66, 67, 68. ArticulateCoven.com/join. $2 or more a month gets you access to everything early and ad-free. Thanks for watching.